On July 13th, 2024, a young woman stood outside a beauty supply store in Oakland, California. It wasn't supposed to be a dangerous event. It was public, a meet and greet, something normal and positive. But what she didn't know was that this very moment had already been watched, already been timed. And within minutes, a group of masked men would approach. An argument would break out. Shots would ring out in broad daylight of the Oakland streets. And before it was over, Alliauna Tan DaGod Green would be dead. And in the days leading up to it, she had already told the world where she would be, not quietly, not indirectly, but publicly. And we ask you, did this cost her her life?
Please don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hip-hop was built on truth, but not every truth makes the headlines. Behind the beats and the bars are real lives. Women who rose from the streets, fought for their voices, and faced dangers beyond the stage. Some were taken by violence. Some were lost to the pressures of the fame. Some never got a chance to tell their story. This is UGG True Crime, where we uncover the real stories behind the fallen queens of hip-hop.
Please don't forget to like and subscribe.
Oakland, California, the home of hip-hop, the home of legends, and the home of the bip. Oakland, California has a reputation not just for culture, but for patterns. Areas like Telegraph Avenue, West Oakland, East Oakland. Places where business, music, and street activity all exist together. And in this environment, one thing shows up again and again: targeted violence. Not always random, not always accidental. Situations where someone is seen, tracked, and approached. Sometimes it's simple, just a little bit. What's a bit? They bust your window, take the things out your car. Sometimes it's very simple. Sometimes it starts with just a little attention, a little visibility. And once that attention builds, it doesn't take much for things to shift quickly. Because in a city like Oakland, being known and being seen aren't always the same thing. That's the environment this story lives in.
Tan DaGod had built 20,000 followers on Instagram and was launching a career as a rap artist when she agreed to appear at the grand opening of Glamour Beauty Supply on Telegraph Avenue at 40th Street in Oakland on Saturday. She perched on this gold throne, a purple and pink floral wall behind her, and posted photos and comments for her followers throughout the afternoon. But at 5 o'clock, a shooter showed up at the store. Witnesses to the shooting say they were here inside the store. They heard yelling, an altercation outside, and then shots fired. No one wanted to go on camera, but off-camera witnesses said that Tan DaGod collapsed outside this gate on the sidewalk, that a gunman took off running. Across the street, there are bullet holes and shattered glass. Some witnesses hid inside an adjacent donut shop until the coast was clear. Oakland police said paramedics arrived and Tan DaGod was transported to the hospital, where she later died. Oakland police said a second gunshot victim showed up at a local emergency room in stable condition. Police are asking for the public's help with videos or photos that could assist with their investigation as they try to establish the circumstances around the shooting. Another well-known Oakland rapper, Mr. Fab, posted on Instagram saying he originally was scheduled to be at the beauty shop Saturday, but his plans changed. He described Tan DaGod as a hustling go-getter with a world of ambition, drive, and courage, and a heart as big as Texas. Vases of roses have been left outside the beauty store under photos of the late rapper. In Oakland, I'm Leslie Brinkley, ABC 7 News.
Alliauna Green, also known as Tan DaGod. She was a Bay Area rapper trying to build her name. And when I say trying, young mama was doing her thing.
How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. Like, just had a court date and whatnot.
Born June 1995, she came up without industry backing, no machine, no major label. Just her presence and an idea that she was going to push forward with her music. Her style wasn't polished. It wasn't filtered. It was direct, confident, sometimes confrontational. And a lot of that played out online. Instagram wasn't just promotion. It was her form of communication. The way she talked to the people. She talked, she responded, and she addressed people directly if necessary. And that kind of visibility comes with a lot of attention. And that attention can be good, and that attention can be bad. Some people supported her, but there were some people who just did not. But either way, people were watching, and that's what she wanted. All eyes on Tan DaGod. And as her name grew, so did the conversations around her, just like she liked it.
Been a highly anticipated court date, on social media. People like, we got to check back in on this on the 23rd.
Exactly, you feel me? And luckily, I was able to do it virtually, you feel me? And if they said I didn't beat the case, I would have been like, take K, you know what I'm saying? Did the race, you know what I'm saying? So.
Before her death, there was already a situation tied to her name. A shooting that involved a so-called boyfriend. Now, we don't know if this story is true. I've kind of been told that this story is not so true. There's not been facts to this. But he supposedly died, and her name became part of that story. Some people said it was self-defense. Others questioned it. And online, the narrative started building. Not just about what happened, but about what came after. Music. After the case, she continued releasing songs. And people say it was geared towards her boyfriend. At least that's what she made it seem like.
Listen, you should have never died. you should have never played with me, because then I gotta take it to the 3rd degree. So when I look at this little tombstone tomb, I be like, man, it's crazy. So September 23rd is like the day I dropped Pondom Top. You know what I'm saying? So I had to put that on there. Well, not
and
really.
Listeners started hearing things differently. Not just lyrics, but the meaning behind these lyrics. Some people believed it. She was referencing the situation. And some people thought it was fluff. And, that she was sending a message through the music. That she was speaking something real. Now, could you believe that? Would you tell on yourself publicly in the music? But that was never officially confirmed. Like I said, never. There's been no police records or anything that I can find that says that she was ever charged with the crime of killing her boyfriend or attempted murder of any kind. And later, her family also debunked that narrative, But you know, once an idea spreads online, it's hard for that to go away. And by that point, her name carried more than music. It carried controversy.
And I finally got a project that I want to push till the wheels fall off. Like, gotta get tired of these songs. You gotta get tired of the songs. You gotta get tired of how I packaged it up. Like, I finally got the package. I ain't never had a package. And
you know what I'm saying? When she walked in, the party got started. You know what I'm saying? She was full of energy, full of life, and full of love.
Green was also an entrepreneur and recently opened up an Airbnb in Florida. Holloway explains she was only in town visiting, and he had plans to meet her at the event.
You. Because I know if I'd have been present, I could have made sure, I could have took precautions to make sure it wouldn't have got that far.
Bay Area rapper Mr. Fab paid his respects on social media, adding he was also booked to be at the same event, but didn't attend. Witnesses say another victim was shot in the leg. That person is in stable condition. No word on any suspect descriptions. Tonight, as police continue to investigate, Holloway hopes Tan is remembered for her caring spirit.
I mean, and right now, Oakland, we like crying out, you know what I mean? It's like, it's just death after death after death. And it's like, we need to find a way to get a hold to trying to at least put a stop.
In Oakland, Valina Jones, NBC Bay Area News.
By 2024, she wasn't fully based in Oakland anymore. Reports indicate that she had recently started an Airbnb business down in Florida. And at the time of her death, she wasn't only back in Oakland visiting. She was returning for something very specific. Booked and busy, baby. For an event, a meet and greet, an appearance. A beauty supply store that was opening on Telegraph Avenue. And she didn't keep quiet about it. She let everybody know. Coming to Oakland. The day before, she promoted it online, letting people know where she would be and when. That kind of visibility can work two ways. It builds attention, but it also removes moving in silence. Once a location is public, it's no longer controlled. Anyone can see it. Anyone can show up. And once that happens, everything depends on who's watching. And in the days, the wrong eyes was watching all her moves. July 13th, 2024, daytime, public setting. Outside the store, everybody having a great time. People were gathered. Seemed like a great success. And then, a group of masked men approached. There was an exchange of words. No one was really clear on what that exchange was. But whatever it was, gunfire was next. Witnesses later described the situation as targeted, not random, not accidental, but focused. And within minutes, it was over. Witnesses say that the gunman shot directly at Tan DaGod. They was not focusing on anybody else but Tan DaGod. After the shooting, 2 men were arrested. Dominique Gates, Richard James Romano. Both were charged with murder. At that point, it appeared the case was moving forward and that we would have a conviction on whoever killed Tan DaGod. But as time went on, things would change. The case didn't hold the way it initially seemed. It fell apart. Those murder charges did not result in a conviction. And in the end, no one, not one single person, has been convicted of the killing of Tan DaGod. It's unfortunate that this young woman has lost her life going to make an appearance, and there's no one being held accountable. A rising artist, a past surrounded by so many questions, public visibility, a targeted killing, arrests without a final answer, and a story shaped as much by the internet as by actual facts. Because in situations like this, the line between perception and reality doesn't always become clear. And once everything is said and done, one question remains. What actually led to this moment? And how much of it was already in motion before anyone realized it? Tan DaGod, may you rest in peace, love. And may you find peace with whomever did this to you. This is UGG True Crime, and we will never forget the fallen queens of hip-hop.
You a spy, they gon' put realest bitch on my tombstone. When I die, I was outcast, so fresh and clean, I move along. I don't need a team, tell a nigga that I'm not chose. I'm so supreme, I need a cheat. Y'all brag on niggas, I regret I hit. On the flight, only time I trip, yo pussy loose, he said I got grip. Hoes down bad, ain't no shit. Same hoes can't pay they rent. Same niggas that ain't no shit. Same hoes hate that I won. Same hoes dropped out and quit. Same niggas y'all regret I hit. Same niggas y'all posting pics. Same niggas y'all really love. Same niggas that ain't no shit, bitch.